which leads us to the question, are the people on Wall Street really to blame for the struggling economy? Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen went in search of an answer.
As their name implies, the members of Occupy Wall Street tend to blame America's current economic morass on our financial services sector. Some members are now expanding their list of culprits.
Generally, I have in mind a system between the government, Wall Street, bankers, corporations, and the media.
But Peter Wallison, a former aide to President Reagan and now a scholar at the conservative think tank AEI, argues we should be narrowing our list.
Now, I don't want to suggest that what happened on Wall Street was not a factor. But the important question is whether the financial crisis would have occurred were it not for the government's housing policies.
Wallison says the Clinton and Bush administration, seeking to boost the rates of homeownership in America, forced government-backed lenders Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to underwrite mortgages for ever riskier borrowers. And when they couldn't meet their mortgages, Wallison argues, the financial system all but collapsed.
To get there, Peter has to take a lot of very, very tenuous steps.
Liberal markets analyst David Min says it wasn't affordable housing policy that did us in, but a deregulated Wild West atmosphere on Wall Street, unseen since the 20s and bipartisan in its creation, and which allowed subprime and other mortgages to be repackaged as securities.
These homeownership policies that Peter points to started in the 1990s. You didn't see a housing bubble in 1994. You didn't see one in 97. What you see is it starts right as Wall Street securitization really takes off.
Occupy Wall Street, in effect, reprises the debate that preoccupied the Financial Crisis Inquiry Commission, a majority of whose members, not including Wallison, who dissented, concluded earlier this year that the crisis was brought on by a combination of low interest rates, easy and available credit, and scant regulation of Wall Street. Occupy Wall Street's members may not be inclined to look to market conditions for solace, but the country's vast inventory of unsold homes makes it unlikely another housing bubble like the one that created the current mess will recur anytime soon. In Washington, James Rosen, Fox News.